Welcome to Resilience. We are so happy you decided to spend some time with us. My name is Billy Lemon, and I have the good fortune to serve as the Executive Director of the Castro Country Club. Before I begin some brief remarks, I'd like to thank the team of people that allow me to serve the community. To the 15-member advisory board, and in particular the chair, Matt Walding, thank you. To Brandon Stanton, the manager of all things at the Castro Country Club, and the person whose work ethic and disposition I emulate, thank you. And to the countless volunteers and donors that give their time, money, and support to the club, we thank you most. The last 18 months have been super challenging, for sure. If there is anything to be taken positively, it's that the recovery community that supports the Castro Country Club is resilient. Over the years, our success has been built on many things. As many organizations still struggle through the pandemic, we owe our position of strength to you, our community. Whether it was purchases at the cafe, attending our virtual mascaras on Twitch, your monthly recurring donations, supporting our AIDS Walk team. We raised $72,000 this year, a jaw-dropping, mind-blowing amount for a small organization like ours. Zoom meetings, contributing room rentals, or maybe art purchases. Every time you've contributed, you help secure the future of the Castro Country Club. As a direct result of your generosity and kindness, we've managed to survive and navigate a complicated landscape. So what does the short term look like? What does the future hold? It all comes back to the mission of the Castro Country Club. The mission is to provide a sober gathering place for all people and a home for the queer recovery community. We endeavor to be a space where all can seek wisdom, serenity, courage, and joy. Tonight is about resilience and rising above adversity. Our focus is community and the way our programmatic activities here at the Castro Country Club support folks. The Castro Country Club is, after all, a community center. My goal and the goal of our staff is to build this organization to sustain community. Our video program tonight is a celebration of success stories and shows how we save lives individually here at the Castro Country Club. Now for the way this program is going to play out. We hope that you had the opportunity over the last couple weeks to bid on some of the fantastic auction items. Please stay with us through the live stream and follow up on your bids once we're finished. The auction is going to stay open until 9 p.m. This is a fundraiser, folks. There are several ways for you to impact the future. We've set an ambitious goal for this program. You can see our progress here right below me. Help us make sure the Castro Country Club stays relevant and resilient. I encourage everyone to take a moment and reflect about how lucky we are to live in a space where we have something like the Castro Country Club. Please dig deep when asked this evening and make your gift a statement about the power of recovery changing people's lives. We're so lucky to have this person host this event this evening. A local legend, a friend to community, and the uber-talented entertainer. Please take it away, Peaches Christ.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Billy, for that marvelous introduction. It is me, Peaches Christ, and I am so excited to be here for another important fundraiser for the Castro Country Club. I love the Castro Country Club, as do so many of us. And well, whenever I get asked by Billy to be of service, I'm more than happy to, because of what a special space this is for me and for all of you and for so many more that aren't able to be here with us tonight. So yeah, I love the Castro Country Club for a lot of reasons. One is, and probably the most important for me, is the community. and the special community that it attracts. I think there's something super special about having, in particular, a safe space for sober people to socialize in the Castro. Because a lot of us know one of the reasons we got sober was because of the other spaces we occupied in the Castro. And there's a lot of those, right? So the fact that there is a designated sober safe space for us in the Castro is a really special thing. It's a unique thing, and we are here to fight to keep it going and make sure that it has a healthy longevity. And so as you know, lately, and especially after the pandemic, we're losing queer spaces, unique San Franciscan spaces, left and right. We have lost a number of bars that have great cultural significance to us, including the Stud. We've lost restaurants, we've lost bookshops, coffee shops, and a lot of important space that we've occupied over the years as a community of queer people. And so to lose something like the Castro Country Club would be devastating to queer folks, sober queer folks, and the community, in general. Because even if you're not hanging out there, what I love about it is people know it's there, and I knew it was there when I wasn't sober. And I think that's really a special, important thing. Just knowing that we're there is meaningful for people who haven't yet joined us. So the importance of saving these queer spaces is really great. Things have gotten a bit dire. As you know, the past 18 months have been a struggle for all of us. Some more than others, right? Like, let's be honest. If you're a drag queen, you may have lost your career overnight. And for others, it's being stuck at home with the children or whatever. I don't know. Everyone's struggled, let's face it. We don't need to compare the struggles necessarily, but it's been hard, and it's been especially hard for the Castro Country Club, who, lost its community, who basically had to figure out how to survive without folks being able to come in and utilize it. And I did see that Billy was doing that beautiful job of renovating it, and it only made me long for it more and more. Do you know why? Because as much as I loved the Zoom meetings, and I did, and I'm really grateful for those Zoom meetings. They were there when we needed them. But over time, during the pandemic, I'm telling you, I got fatigued, okay? I got fatigued from the Zoom meetings. And, let's face it, I was at home eating a lot, okay? We decided that it was okay to bake a cake twice a week, things like that. So I actually put the fat into fatigued, but I got Zoom fatigue, and it was that thing where I could not wait to get back to an in-person meeting. And watching Billy's videos of making the Castro Country Club all the more fabulous was actually really exciting, and I was really grateful for it because it offered hope. That's something to look forward to when we get to the other side of this. And although we're not on the other side of this completely yet, of course, we are hopefully moving in the right direction. And so this is a perfect time to have a fundraiser for the Castro Country Club because, as I've said before, they could really use our support. And tonight's event is just that. We're going to showcase all the reasons that you want to support them. And I'm especially talking to some of you who maybe didn't lose your job, during the pandemic, and were able to work from home and not go on vacation and spend all those queer dollars, from your lack of a luxury holiday or dinners out, or we know you don't drink or do drugs anymore, so you're saving money there. So this is our plea to you to take some of that money, that excess money especially, and slide it on over to me. The Castro Country Club. And then, whatever's left, I Venmo. But no, really, we're just so delighted to be here. And I'm coming to you from my office at the San Francisco Mint building, where I'm in the middle of getting ready to open my haunted attraction, which will be fully open by the time this airs. So shameless plug, if you're interested in a spooky, immersive theatrical horror show, check out terrorvault.com and we'll see you there. Okay, well, it's not about that, right? But I am a drag queen, so I was required to plug something. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get on with the show, shall we? So we're going to present a series of short video clips that highlight the program activities of the Castro Country Club and how those programs help folks create communities of support that they can move forward from. So we're gonna begin with a video dedicated to meetings and fellowship.
So I guess a lot of folks actually walk down 18th Street and they stand at the base of the stairs and they contemplate whether or not they should come up and go inside the club. And really, what we do at the Castro Country Club is it all starts with meetings. Meetings are the foundation on which everybody changes their lives. So what happens when folks decide to get sober is the reverse of isolation. And a lot of folks come to recovery lacking polished social skills. And what the club does is it provides space where folks can really just learn to grow their circle of support and friendship again. Not all of us come back to recovery with social skills that make it easy for us to find friends and create families of our own choosing. I think the country club really gives folks the opportunity to just be.
Wasn't that an incredible video? I just loved it. And what production values, my goodness. Wow. And I just have to say that that video really did highlight one of the best parts of getting sober for me, which was finding a community, a new community of friends and people to hang out with. And many of them, so many years later, are people that I have continued to be friends with and have become chosen family with. Now we, in my little clique, don't go, is that called whitewater rafting? We don't do that, but it looks fun. Yeah, that was a lot of nature, But I do like to go to the movies and, I love to travel. And so for all of you watching, hit me up sometime and we'll do some fellowship, okay? Maybe not so much the hiking or the athletics, okay? So yeah, that was wonderful. Next up, I want to introduce a fantastic member of our community, the brilliant poet, Randall Mann.
My name is Randall Mann, and I got sober in April of 2000, and I've been coming to the Castro Country Club since that time. This space has been really important to me in my sobriety. I mean, not just as a place to come and feel safe early on, and I think it's something that can't really be understated, especially for someone who's new. It's an incredibly safe and open and welcoming space. And I think when I was trying to navigate early sobriety, it felt like a place I could come. It was welcoming. I just showed up. I didn't really know what I was doing here, but it was a place that welcomed me with open arms, and so I've been coming ever since, and not just to work with sponsees or to work with a sponsor, but from time to time I've even done work, and I've worked on poems here. I think most recently I was kind of doing some revising and everything. It just feels like an incredible space, especially since they redid the space, and now we have this sort of incredibly beautiful place for us to be as sober people. So it's hard to really quantify how important this has been for my sobriety. And so I'm a writer, and it's interesting because when I first got sober, I kind of had to relearn how to write. And they said to me, sometimes creativity, it may go away, or it may come back in ways that you don't necessarily see when you get sober. But more will be revealed. And for me, a lot of my first year of sobriety was spent getting sober, and then it kind of came back, and I was able to look at writing in a completely new way. And being sober has been incredibly helpful for me as a creative person, because when I was drinking, it felt like the only thing that I was holding on to was my writing. And as a sober person, I feel like there is so much more that I'm experiencing, and all of that, so much more, has really been able to inform not just the person I am, but all these places that I have been able to go in my writing. So all the shifts as a person have really mirrored all the shifts I've made as an artist. So I wanted to just read a couple poems that I've written in these very interesting times. And I have to say, it's so nice to be recording this here at the Castro Country Club, because I wrote so many of these poems by myself in my house alone, and really what I was missing was that sense of community, the sense of being together that Castro Country Club provides, and our sober community provides. And I think that a lot of why we're here tonight is really about all of that coming together. And for me, sobriety is a way for me to be with other folks and to have a sense of community, just as writing is here in San Francisco. So the poems I'm going to read are based in San Francisco. So this first one is called A Walk in the Park. The palms along Dolores Street do not belong. The past looms like chat rooms. At the top of the park, a fellow suns himself. They call the hill the fruit shelf. The view from here, ruthless, more or less. We play a game of name the building that was raised. Ding, ding. Downtown off limits as a wish or noun. The weeds like all the right wrong words or none. Swish, swish. I'd trade interest rate and day trade for clean your house in the nude days and date the broke actor days. Urinal talk. This is as close as we can get. Show, don't show, and yet, the city, part sunny aggression, part accent piece. Rush, rush. The smoke, the dirt, the sky. I spy the gospel in the park. Septic, lush as real money. So this next poem is also a San Francisco poem, and it references my drinking a little. so I'll read it. Luck. The daily spray of Castro Street gaily washes away indiscreet flushes before I wake. Not sure how I am now. I pull the shade, my shadow, my train. Luck, this much is plain. Hatchet face, ratchet grin. The bin needs emptying again. Too little. It's true, I'm in the middle of life, so what? No myth, only math. I'm just glad I have enough change for laundry. An August mist is giving way to a single ray of sun. What else is there but comparison? A poem is staged like home, sunk like cost, a ladder like the color yes. When I was drunk, I fell engaged to a grad stud, Pilsner, sneer, gray matter, Molly, melancholy as the Cocteau twins, stay and fail and fail. I did and did. You know a man. And then one day, I had to pay for might have beens. I think I can. I can. The check is in the mail.
My name is Min. I've been sober for about 3-ish years, and I've been coming to the country club, ever since. And it's kind of where I go to for community. At the beginning of the pandemic, I went into a little bit of a mild depression, and I just turned 2 years sober, and I thought I was gonna go out there and live my life fully, and integrate softball league and dating and CrossFit competitions, and just really open myself up. And the pandemic sort of shut myself in, and I started having these few weeks within my program that I started to have using thoughts because I felt a sense of hopelessness. And I never told Frida this, but when she reached out to me to ask me if I wanted to show my paintings for the country club, it gave me this, this purpose that, I'm going to focus on doing this for the next couple of months. This is one of the gifts that God has given me. It got me through a pretty dark time last year. I wanted to paint portraits of the people in the meeting to show representation of the different type of, all of us being in the meeting, and how raw and how vulnerable we are, but how happy and in all walks of life, we come together to sit in this chair and kind of open ourselves up to other people.
Let's talk about recovery.
Did somebody say recovery?
Welcome. You are at the CCC.
Where there are no outside issues with Bonnie Violet
and Lulu.
Each week, we will provide and create a brave space where we engage in conversations around topics of recovery.
And our intention is to inspire better spaces for recovery.
by tackling.
That was people in recovery. I'm sorry. It's
Right.
like I got too comfortable.
I know. I was like, we're doing it by tackling topics used to separate us.
For everyone who may have been listening or watching and doesn't live in San Francisco and you're wondering, what the hell is the CCC? Well, today we have the executive director for the CCC, the Castro Country Club, Mr. Billy Lemon.
Hi, Lewis. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi, Billy.
How are you all today?
We're good. Tell us
Fabulous.
a little bit more about yourself.
Wow, I'm very, very nervous.
That's okay.
Yeah. So my name is, I'm Billy Lemon. I forget that there are folks that are just listening.
Yes.
So I need to kind of give some context as to who I am and what I do. So the Castro Country Club is a community center, right? That's fundamentally what we do. We are in the heart of the Castro. We are dedicated to providing a safe space, a safe community space for folks to recover in, right? And that's what we do. I have had the privilege of getting to be the caretaker of this space. I was trying to think today, how do I describe who I am and what I do? And I feel like the best way to describe that is a caretaker of space. That is what I do.
That's so humble. I love it.
I like that.
For those folks who maybe don't completely understand what a community center or what a nonprofit does, let me kind of give you the really brief breakdown in what it takes to keep this place going. So a nonprofit is basically a collective organization that decides that it has a mission to do something in the world. Ours is to create a safe space where everybody can find wisdom, serenity, courage, and joy, right? That's what the country club's mission is.
Wait, and don't forget to don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow us. Most important, share with
your friends and the
Yes.
people you don't like.
I know, exactly.
Right?
Especially with the
Just
people you don't
their
like. Pray for them a
inventory,
couple weeks.
like, here you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Check this out.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
When I started out, I think I didn't realize what a great, how much community building I would be doing through drag. Because, just like any other part of the program, we're there to like help each other.
I've always wanted to do drag, even before I was a lovely, consistent meth addict. So as soon as I got sober, I found that it was something that I can do, and I can do it in the sober community, and that just started the ball rolling for me.
Throughout the entire pandemic, most of the people I hung out with were other people in recovery, but specifically other members of the Mascara Show and the whole community.
When you're Miss Castro Country Club, you're creating a space, you're creating community within a community, within a community. And in all these things, like the girls become so close, they become friends, they become family, and it becomes this small little facet of a community that's really become so important to me.
I think for me, I'm a bit of an introvert, believe it or not. And doing the show kind of teaches me that, I can just kind of go out there and be comfortable and doing something that's a little bit more out there and creative.
Well, first we started inside the club in a small meeting room, and they would set up a stage, and it would only be able to house about maybe at total 60 people in the room, less than maybe. So it was a really small and quaint show, and magical things happen in such a small space. And it just became part of like it was like a service commitment for me. Service keeps you sober, and I just would continue to do the show every month, and it ended up being a service commitment. And that's what ultimately Miss Castro Country Club is a service commitment.
Building community has really been crucial, and specifically building community at the country club has really been crucial to my recovery. My natural state is to just want to be home alone and not, watch TV, eat some nice junk food and check out. Like that's naturally what I would like to be doing.
I was thinking to myself, the Castro Country Club is in all actuality a community center, and community centers need funding to operate.
That's true. And there's actually many ways you can give back to the country club. Of course, you would just give what you can, but you can also sign up to be a monthly donor.
The money you donate supports the club in creating programmatic activity.
So please just give what you can.
Things just ain't the same.
Honey, they are not.
They are not.
Weren't those fantastic? All of those videos were just wonderful. I think for me, I connected to everything that they were saying about being sober and sort of unlocking an inner creativity or even productivity that was much harder to tap into while I was drinking. So yeah, whether it's painting, beautiful portraits such as Min was doing, or if it's, Sutro Tower and MGM Grand doing fantastic drag performances and building community through drag shows like Mascara, or the Castro Country Club podcast. These are all sober people who, through sobriety and through the Castro Country Club and its community, have found ways to be productive and also helpful to others. They're really, through this work, actually working the 12th step. So just more reasons for you to pull out that, I was gonna say checkbook, but does anybody use a checkbook anymore? But do what you can to donate, however you can. All right, so now we are, going to move on to an entertainment portion of the show. And I would like to introduce the next fantastic performer, Z Machine.
Well, I can't pay for my therapy, so instead I guess I'll go dye my hair. We don't need another white boy who's got way too many feelings to share. No, I can't bore, no, I should keep it to myself. Worse than before, I'm just a danger to my health. When he stays in my home. There's no pill, there's no prescription that could tell me not to miss him. I've grown back in the red, being alive I can't afford. Emotional death looking for on the floor.
Boom.
Good evening. My name is Matt Walding, and I am currently serving as the chair of the advisory board of the Castro Country Club. The 15-member advisory board provides strategy and oversight for the club's operations. The actual day-to-day operations and the implementation of that strategy are carried out by our executive director, Billy Lemon, our manager, Brandon Stanton, and the tireless team of volunteers who help us run the club. I want to say thank you to the entire community tonight, to those volunteers, to Billy and Brandon, and particularly to the 15-member advisory board. Without your community that you've provided me during this time, I'm not sure it would have been as easy for us to get through this as it was. When we first heard about the lockdown for COVID in March 2020, it was very scary. There was a lot of anxiety. The club's operations were disrupted, our income streams were disrupted, and our entire mode was disrupted. It was a very trying time for the board, but I want to thank the board for helping us navigate those waters. I have the pleasure tonight of presenting the 2021 Dan Cusick Service Award. This year we're going to give the award to 2 recipients, and both of those are members of the advisory board. Both of these board members deserve recognition. First, I would like to talk to you about J. Mark Jenkins. J. Mark joined the board in 2014 and shortly thereafter became chair of the Finance Committee, which oversees the financial reporting and the financial planning for the organization. J. Mark then became the CFO and treasurer, where he continues to serve. He's one of the longest serving members of our board, and he is an integral part of our entire function, but particularly our financial function. Without J. Mark's oversight, it is no understatement to say that the Castro Country Club would not have survived the pandemic. Thank you, J. Mark. Thank you for everything you have done. When we heard about the pandemic and the lockdown, J. Mark immediately huddled with Billy Lemon, and they developed an entirely different approach to our budget, to our cash flow planning, and to our emergency fund in order for us to survive the pandemic. And survive we have. We come through this pandemic in a very enviable financial position compared to many of our peers. And that is a direct result of the work and the dedication of J. Mark Jenkins. J. Mark, it's my honor to present you with this award. The second recipient of the 2021 Dan Cusick Service Award is Calorie Blue. Calorie Blue joined the Castro Country Club Advisory Board in 2015. She initially was the chair of the Personnel Committee, and she served in that role until she helped recruit Ben Houston, who is the HR expert who is now the chair of that committee. After chairing the Personnel Committee, Calorie moved over to chair the Governance Committee, where she has overseen years and years of governance matters, including record keeping, board recruitment, and onboarding of new members. Calorie has also served 2 stints as the co-chair of the Castro Country Club. Most recently, she has served for 2 years as the co-chair with me. Calorie, it has been a true pleasure working with you. I am sad to report to the community that Calorie has decided to step off of the board this year, but I want to take this opportunity to just say, Calorie, everything you've done for the board is so amazing and so great. We're going to miss your perspective, we're going to miss your suggestions, we're going to miss your tireless efforts, and most of all for me, I'm going to miss your sense of humor. Calorie has a joke for every situation, even when it's not appropriate, and it has really helped us maintain some levity and our sense of community as we got through these difficult months. Thank you to both of the recipients of the 2021 Dan Cusick Service Award, J. Mark Jenkins and Calorie Blue. We love you and we thank you for your service.
A lot of people live at less than $12,000 a year in San Francisco, especially in the recovery community, those on SSI, SSDI. To be able to find a way to get career guidance, to figure out a pathway to live economically, viably, and prosper in this city and county of ours, it's so important that people don't give up hope, that in recovery, or people with disabilities shouldn't have to lead a life with an expectation of living in poverty their whole life. I'm Joe Ramirez-Forcier. I'm the managing director at PRC in the Workforce Development Program. Castro Country Club has always been large in my life from the very early days of my recovery. And getting to know Billy Lemon and we would have really good conversations of how to benefit the community. And through that effort, we were able to get time with the budget analyst, with the mayor of San Francisco, and to kind of carve out a program to figure out how to get structural skills to really outreach from a neighborhood perspective in the Castro neighborhood so people would have access to employment services at the Castro Country Club.
A lot of people that I see, they're probably coming out of maybe a darker place, maybe depression. They've been working through various things. They've been working on themselves, and now they're ready. So not only am I going to help them with the resume, but I'm become part of their support team. Sometimes I'm like their biggest cheerleader. Sometimes I'm the only person that they talk to all week, and they look forward to coming in. We work together. So it's more than just, oh, let me do your resume. There's just so much more support that is involved when I work with my clients. I'm Lauren. I'm an employment specialist here at PRC.
My name is Troy Boyd, and I am an employment specialist at PRC. No two people are going to be the same that are walking through the door. So as being part of the GTZ team, which is the Getting to Zero, we triage, or I triage the person to see, how are they feeling today? Are they up to having a conversation with me today? Are they in crisis today? And once I establish that, I try to be empathetic because I do know how that feels since I was a client here at one point. And I try to figure out where they are that day.
The partnership between the Castro Country Club and PRC has been a good pipeline for people to come and get job skills. When people get clean and you're just getting sober, you may not know what to do next. And in my case, speaking from personal experience, I wasn't sure what I should do next. And I had a lot of shame around my work history. And I didn't really realize that the work history I had was valid. And all I really needed was a little bump, a little bit of training, a little encouragement to go further. And that's what we provide. So when someone is, when someone's unsure of the skills that they have, or they haven't been in the workforce for a long time and they haven't used software for a long time, what we do is we take them in and we show them how to use software, how to use current versions of Microsoft Office. And that gives them the confidence to feel useful again. And that little bit of confidence can go a long way. And that combined with the help from the employment specialists really gives someone it opens up a whole other world for people. I'm Tomas Lorenz, and I'm one of the trainers in workforce development.
Having a job for someone who hasn't been employed for a while is what we all want, and that's freedom. When you are self-sufficient and you feel like that you can take care of yourself, I know this is how I feel. There's no greater sense than feeling free.
Wow, that is such cool work that those folks are doing. I am completely inspired and in awe of the workforce development work that they are doing. Because as we all know, the importance of helping, especially newly sober people, is really, we can't understate, how much this program is about one alcoholic helping another. And so folks do need help. And the Castro Country Club helps give programs such as this the support they need. So these services help folks reimagine their working futures, okay? So fantastic work. Please donate. This is the kind of stuff your good money is going toward, and it's crucial that the Castro Country Club gets your support. Next up, this is a friend of mine who is so funny, and they are known as Chloe Sevigny, but as interpreted through the brilliance of Drew Drogi.
Good evening, America. I'm Chloe Sevigny. It's recently come to my attention that I love cervise. I stumbled upon this satisfactory subservience whilst attending the Festival of Found Whispers featuring Russell Brand, Naomi Campbell, and the girl from Kim Possible. Suddenly, my good friend Leslie Jordan whisked me away to Castro Country Club. We slurped Pete's coffee, discussed community, and watched Mascara on Twitch. He also taught me these important tenets of service. Celebrate the journey of Dame Jamie Lee Curtis. Make gift baskets for the left-handed. Always listen to Peter's Christ. Be kind. Rewind. Abolish Zoom perverts, mock turtlenecks, and the phrase California sober. Be your own witch. These are statements I live by. Do your part.
Good evening. My name is Brandon Stanton. I'm the manager of the Castro Country Club. And here it goes. This is always really uncomfortable for me. I'm not good at this part, but this is the important part, so I'm going to do my best here. This is the part where we're going to ask you to pull out your wallet and make a donation. The last 2 years have been really difficult for us, but it's also been probably the most important time of our existence for people to pull out their money and make a donation and make sure that the Castro Country Club survives this pandemic and these unsure times. So, I'm going to ask you to pull out your phone. I know it's sitting right there next to you. It's probably already in your hand. And open up your text messages and text the word SOBER, S-O-B-E-R, to 41444. Texting that number is going to prompt you on how to make a donation tonight. Maybe you were going to plan on being in person with us if we were to have our in-person gala and spend $200 on a ticket tonight. Make that a donation. Maybe you were going to be one of those people that sponsored a table and brought all your friends. Make that your donation tonight. Whatever you can give will be super helpful to us. And for those of you who can't donate tonight, who may be experiencing financial hardships, we have a way that you can give too. We need volunteers behind the cafe counter. We're looking for baristas who can help us fill in 3 to 4 hour shifts, 1 day a week. If you would like to be a volunteer at the Castro Country Club, come on inside, talk to Billy or myself, fill out an application, we'll get you trained, it's super easy. I'll teach you how to make a cappuccino, it's not as hard as you might think, and we'll get you volunteering, and that can be super helpful to help us keep these doors open every single day. So once again, to make a donation, text the word SOBER to 41444, and thank you for coming tonight.
Why, thank you so much, Brandon. You're wonderful. Okay, everyone, I am sad to say that we are nearing the end of our program, and once again, I have had an absolute blast being here with you this evening, especially celebrating and looking at all the hard, incredible work that the folks over at the Castro Country Club are doing. And that's really everyone. It's a huge community of people who are participating, whether it's from volunteering to pour coffee, just showing up for a meeting and helping create fellowship and being there for the newcomer. This is, all the way up to folks like Billy who are breaking their backs, making it all happen. This is an incredible community. You know that. I don't need to tell you anymore. You've seen it. We've watched it in action. So I'm going to nudge you, just like Brandon did, one last time. Come on, support these life-changing services that are provided by the Castro Country Club. Simply text SOBER SOBER, to 41444. Text SOBER to 41444. Okay, and that's my final reminder. Complete your donations, and really, truly, thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you over here at the Terror Vault.